So in this video, I'm interviewing Jeremiah Knight, the author of a Christian manga called Diaries of a Holy Knight. And I believe I found this out sometime early last year. I read it, I caught up with it, and I was able to get in touch with the author and sit down with an interview. And that is what you're going to be seeing in just a moment. I will say that I filmed this. Now, this was done last year, and if you pay attention to my community tab, I said this was coming, but I got come straight with y'all. I'm a lazy editor, and we rambled on for over a good hour, getting on and off the subject because apparently we have a lot of common in the anime, and we just started talking about just the shows that we like and just all that deep stuff, and we kind of nerded out, if I'm being honest with you. So it was difficult to go through the interview and just kind of chop it up into little segments that actually make sense. So you're getting part one of my interview with Mr. Knight. I'm going to be linking his channel down below. I will say now, I've done interviews before, but this one was the only one that I used Zoom with. All in all, you can still understand us, but I will ask that you will bear with the quality and the audio. Is really the audio. You can still hear myself and Mr. Knight fine, but it is not what I would say up to par, regularly. So I ask you if you would just bear with the conversation. I believe it can bless you. And I'll see you after the video. I'll hope you enjoy this interview with Jeremiah Knight. Take care.
Sure.
Why'd you make the Holy Spirit funny? It was if you recall,
be cool. Like I just always like, I love the Holy Spirit. Because I grew up in a Catholic church, but I became like non-denominational later, and I just always loved the Holy Spirit. I just always thought, he'd kind of be like a bro, kind of be like, I don't know, just like always there for you, even though it is Jesus,
I was just.
I also made Jesus like this unstoppable, muscled up warrior. I mean, I don't know. Who's also, by the way, black. I don't know. That's probably going to give me a lot of, slack over here. But I don't see him as a white guy with blue eyes and blonde hair. And yeah, he's just this muscle bound warrior. Is the way that I see Jesus in the book.
I was just. There's few, we you on social media, you hit that LOL, it just as novelty, but there's a few times where someone actually make you laugh. And I think it was that kind of got me. And I believe he was, it was somewhere like the line, I believe, it was this line that he said, because it brought David and Goliath vibes. It was right before he got powered up. And the first time he just was like, killed all the. Said,
I know what my God does to giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's awful. Like, okay, that's okay. This is good. Okay. I was like, because it was like sometimes we got a word coming into it. Like, okay, all right. There's, I think because I start because there seems to be a mix. It's therapy seems to play a part in the storyline, right? Like, because I believe, if I can remember, I'm trying to remember, is what he's recounting a flashback? Like flashback, like in the beginning, yeah.
The whole thing is just him because he's already been through all these experiences.
Right.
And even chapter 0, which is, I don't know if you got a chance to read chapter 0, but like it's this whole thing that's like at the very end of the story. And by the end of the story, I mean like the end of that book that you have in your hands.
Yeah.
Because like there's 3 books. The other ones never got published because I wanted to break it down into light novels, and I just keep getting behind. I just need to go and knock those light novels out because I've got 3 books. Working on the 4th book in my computer, I just never got them published. Although I could.
Wow.
But yeah, so like it starts out with chapter 0, and then it moves into the therapy session and why he's having therapy, because like he's waking up every night with these nightmares, and he's bothering his parents. And in that chapter 0, he's literally his arm is ripped off by this giant demon, and he's cut in half. And like there's certain things that I'm using, and I'm like, I know the Christian community is going to be mad about it. But I think it's going to reach of the kind of middle to ground Christians that we're not reaching right now.
Oh, I agree. Like, I know it's big right now. Like people are, what's the term, deconstructing, to where people walk away from the faith and they wonder, hey, did I ever really believed, or was I ever really saved? And yeah, there's this, because I'm not saying everybody in church may not actually be saved, but at the same point, people are down salvation. It's kind of a mess here, and it's like some mediums are easier to reach, and I think different art styles, including manga, anime style, and that's part of the reason I like anime in general. Is just because of the conversations that people have about the story. And it's like, it never just about the story. It's like, you're talking about some philosophy. You're talking about some, what's the meaning of life, almost. Like you're actually approaching this sector, like Naruto itself, one of the best storylines, one of the best arcs in that, the pain arc, if you're a nerd, know what that is. And it's like,
awesome.
It is. It did. How many people just like rethink about, well, how do you get world peace, or what is forgiveness, and like amazing Goku would just like, it's probably his biggest flaw, but one I love him so much is like he's merciful, like he doesn't like having heart, like just trying to kill somebody. Like, I mean, he will, but there's like, okay, you just merciful, like you just kind of get those characteristics. And I think people are looking more to that and say, and like, hey, that kind of gets me, maybe more than some of us Christians, which is true, not true. Because like I said, this stuff is not as easy to find. Because like I'm a Sunday school teacher, and I teach some teenagers from 13 to 19, and like I know a little bit what they're going through, and because if I just have to flash back to when I was their age, it was like, y'all don't really see me, like you don't know what I'm going through, like the little struggles that it's not just the youth, but I do believe the youth take a lot of the heat, especially like in current like circumstances.
I agree. I just there's no Christian anime for them right now. The most we've got is the like Dominion. That's a great comic book.
Yeah.
And we've got the manga Messiah, or the Messiah manga, but that's it. And that goes over biblical stories. But what about kids now going through their daily life? What I wanted to make was a Christian Bleach, is what I wanted to make, and I think as it goes along, it becomes more and more like that. But the more and more they rely on the Holy Spirit, the more and more they rely and get closer to God, the more powerful they become. But everything about the enemy's attacks in here is making them doubt.
Is it too good to be true? I want this so much, but don't know if I can trust you. My mind's racing fast, trying to find the red flags I'm used to. All these green lights, are they coming too soon? Caught between red and the green.